Thank you, Christina. So if I understand well, I am part of the non-well-dressed club. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon in Asia. I'm delighted to conclude the plenary session of our first edition of the Private Debt Forum. First of all, we are very pleased to see you all in person. I mean, I think we have all been frustrated during COVID lockdown and restriction that we could not meet and exchange. Today is an opportunity to have this informal exchange during the lunch that will come after, during the breakup. I think this was the main objective of having you in the room. I hope that the people who are following us remotely will be able also to join us next year in person. It's good to feel the vibes of in-person meeting again. As you heard from Nicolas this morning, private debt and originate-to-distribute model are key pillars of Natixis' strategic plan and will remain key pillars of our plan. Thanks to our unique originate-to-distribute model, I think we have been early innovator in private debt market, combining forces with you, investors, across different asset classes, building up co-lending and partnership with some of you, and we want to continue to pursue on that route. When we first discussed internally the event within the bank, we thought that it was time to engage not only asset class by asset class, but also to have an holistic view on private debt, starting maybe with having a joint common definition of what is private debt. We therefore thought that this event will be an opportunity to come to that same view, and I hope that the morning session, and I believe that the morning session has been even better than expected in defining this common view about private debt. If we think about the macroeconomic panel of this morning with Patrick and Niels, I think we understand that all the private debt is in the same market environment, rising rate, quantitative tightening now, and the fact that this will impact the behavior of investors and the market across the asset classes. Today we are in price discovery for sure for private debt. There is a time lag, so we all expect that spread will go up, and no doubt that they will go up. But at the same time, that's why we like private debt. It's because it's less volatile. It's not on Bloomberg. Even so, sometimes investors today are sending us Bloomberg screenshots saying, are you sure you're looking at the public markets? No, we don't. We do private debt, and that's why we are engaged in this market. And that's why I think we think, like the investor panel, that this is an asset class which will grow in allocation. ESG and green panel, again, something which is absolutely essential and which is crossing all the private debt asset classes. There is no doubt that it is opening up huge opportunities in terms of new investment, new technology. If we look at what we have been doing at Natixis over the past few months, we put at work more than 7 billion in renewable energy finance. It is more than what we were expecting to do until 2024. So clearly the pace of energy transition is accelerating, and we need private capital to support this transition that we are all hoping for. And this is because private debt is helping us to make an impact that it will also continue to grow in terms of allocation. Last panel with all the investors talking across geographies and across products was also an opportunity to see how much private debt is a diversified asset class, and we will soon break down in sessions by product to go deeper into each of the asset class. But clearly one thing which stemmed from this discussion about whether or not private debt is an important asset class, I think Wim said it, from 11 to 22% allocation for AGS insurance. Yes, it is continued to grow. With Wim, we did the first partnership on the infrastructure 10 years ago. And this is now something on which Wim and the team in AGS is investing across several types of products. But if we look at the market more globally, in Europe, it's basically 35% an investor market. It's still 65% owned by banks. So for you as investors, you have a huge market to size. And with Natixis, you have a bank which is ready to engage in an originate to distribute and hold a piece. So we keep skin in the game, and we are with you on the long run on the monitoring and the management of the asset. Before we break up in the product session to go deeper in the opportunities, I wanted to emphasize two priorities for us in the private debt market. And I invite you to join us back next year to see where we stand on these two priorities. So it's a bit of a commitment for us. First of all, I heard it loud and clear. We need to provide you more data on ESG, and this is what we want to do. Today we have been looking closely at how many data a loan is composed of in the books of the bank, roughly 200 data. We started working with Orit and Vincent about identifying the data we need to qualify loan under Article 8, Article 9. It's about potentially 1,000 data across the variety of private debt. And we are committed to build this capacity to collect data for you, but also to collect data from borrowers, but also to deliver them to you. The other commitment we have on ESG is temperature, and it's a big, huge commitment. I mean, we are today in the portfolio of the bank at 3.2 degrees. We committed to be at 0 in 2050, but we are committed to be at 2.5 by 2024, which is tomorrow. And there is no chance we can do this without changing our origination and also disposing of some of the assets which are contributed to more than 2.5 degrees in our books today. So we are also ready to engage with you today in designing temperature-driven portfolio. Can be fun. I don't know how this will be linked with the spread, but we can contribute to your goal in terms of ESG by providing you the temperature of assets we are selling to you. The second priority is tech. When I mentioned the number of data, there is no chance we can deliver 1,000 data to you with the technology we have today in the bank. So we are investing heavily on tech, and the first thing is to make sure that we digitize completely our loan origination and our loan life cycle within the bank. And that's why we engaged with a fintech company to completely digitize this loan life cycle. We had the first delivery in March. We will have the final delivery by June 2023, which means that by then, the entire data model of our loan will be available in Salesforce in a public-private layer, which will hopefully make sure that we can share the data with you throughout the loan life cycle. And we have already an investor portal that some of you may be using in exchanging information with us. At the conclusion, we definitely believe that private debt is first and foremost a question of dialogue, transparency, and partnership. We are very pleased to be with you in this tough market environment. We need close partners when the markets are more difficult. We are here for the long run. We're looking forward to see you all back next year in this beautiful venue of Roland Garros. And we hope that this is going to be a useful event for all of you. And if we continue to discuss and develop this dialogue, no doubt that we will grow together and we will grow better together. Now I leave the floor to Christina to detail the breakdowns. And again, thank you very much for attending.
Thank you. Maybe you're not the most well-dressed one, but you're the coolest one. Thank you very much. To you, well, it continues actually, as it was said earlier by Benjamin. We have the breakout rooms now, the breakout sessions. So just to tell you where this will happen, for those remotely, obviously, you can choose the link corresponding to the different themes. But for those who are in person here, obviously, you will have to join the room. So give us a couple of minutes for those online to join the rooms. We have 3 breakout sessions. The one is the first one, Mezzanine 1. It's on this side, upstairs, first floor, on real assets with Bénédicte de Jaffery and her guests. We also have on Mezzanine 2, this is on the other side, first floor. It doesn't communicate, so if you want to go on telecoms, it's on this side, first floor, with Santosh Rao and also Guillaume Trier and their guests. And last but not least, for those who are interested in alternative credit, please stay here at the plenary room. We will have Emmanuel Issanshu and his guests that will talk about that theme, alternative credit. Thank you very much and enjoy the breakout, and thank you again.